Greetings, people of the world. Matthew back with you here at Novora Autism for the continuation of Let's Play Eternal Sonata. So, last time, we completed our journey here to Forte Castle and the city therein, and we also had the opportunity to go over to the inn because we can't go to get an audience with the Count this evening because it's already too late. So we went to the inn and we discovered that there's a young girl who's in distress because their friend has gone missing. So we took the opportunity to go and get some clues from the townspeople about where this person possibly could have gone, and so it's now up to us to find them. So we want to go this way because we got information that that person was heading in this direction. So if you didn't get all the information beforehand, this person would have stopped you from going any further. However, since we did what we had to do, we can now move forward. And we're going to get a cutscene.
Hey, there's something on the ground.
Yeah, it looks like a shoe.
It looks like a kid's shoe.
So where are they?
Wait a sec. Do you think he could have fallen off the cliff?
Uh-oh. That does not sound good. Yeah, we have to go down these cliffs in order to find this particular individual. So let's begin our descent. So, the view may be pretty, and so may be the waterfalls and the trees and the various cool lights that we're going to see. Plus, we're going to have a spectacular backdrop here at Glissando Cliffs. So, bit of a forewarning to let you guys know. Because of an issue that I had during the course of my editing, unfortunately my computer crashed and I lost the audio file that I did for the narration for this particular episode. So I'm going to have to do all my commentary and post-production for this episode. Fortunately, everything else was safe. I always use two computers for my editing, and so thankfully I only lost the audio file. I could just get the actual video file from where I do my actual recording on my capture card. So just to give you an idea of what we're dealing with here, there's a lot of stuff that can be taking place here at Glissando Cliffs. Lots of different branching paths, lots of different places where you can go, and there are some treasures that you can find that you have to go back for, like this one, which is a club clover. So yeah, you can either climb down ropes or you can jump off cliffs wherever you get the little icon there. So always keep that in mind when you're making your decision on where you go, because you can't cover all places in one single run of Glissando Cliffs. So definitely something you'll have to take into consideration. Also something as well that is really cool is the fact that you can run behind trees, and yeah, check out the water coming out of that tree right there. That is really awesome, and I like that. So there aren't too many enemies here, but we're going to see what they're like. Now, for the most part, it's going to be these bats, but these are enemies that can transform depending on the light and shadows. You can see Allegretto actually got it to the point where, since he covered enough shadow for this particular bat, it turned into a scorpion. But now here's a really strange thing. The light off the shooting star actually turned that scorpion back into a bat, which I thought was really strange, but not much you can do about it. And in case you're wondering, the scorpions are the enemies that net more experience points than the bats do, so keep that in mind. So yeah, gotta love the sunset that they have here at Glissando Cliffs. We're going to be going back up to that spot in a moment. So for now, we're going to hit the descend. Right next to a lovely little waterfall. Yeah, there's a lot of waterfalls here in the Glissando Cliffs. And we go hiding behind this little bush. And so we got more enemies over here.
So, how about we go around?
So let's go ahead and start fighting them. Yeah, this time I wasn't able to duplicate what I could before by having Allegretto get enough shadow that it could turn that thing into a scorpion. not much you can do about that, but hey, I'm just really happy to be actually getting this video out. I'm just grateful that I didn't lose everything on this particular episode. So yeah, if you could see it, there's a person that was standing up there, so we're going to go up there and we're going to talk to them. This is one of those situations where I had mentioned this before in a previous episode where if you get a particular item, you can use it if you talk to the right people. Well, this is one of those situations. So we're going to have Allegretto run over to the right and drop off the edge and talk to this gentleman. And here they are right here. It's rare for people to come all the way out here. Me? I'm the wise guru of this peak. And his name is Maracas as well. Wait, what's this? Those eyes filled with doubt. This will never do. The youth of today are so jaded. You've got to be more open-minded. Here, let's rehabilitate your part by playing a session. So yes, this is a situation where you can use your score pieces, but you have to pick the right one in order to get the desired results. Now, since I'm not really familiar with this particular person and their correct score piece, this was really more of a guessing game, so the best way you can do it is really just to look at what they have and see what you think will fit with the score piece that they have. And of course, you're trying to get the correct score piece that matches with what they have here. So yeah, not an easy task, especially if you collect a lot of different score pieces and you remember which ones you did correctly. Now this one I thought I had done correctly. I thought this was the correct piece, but as you can see, it was not. Yeah, no kidding. So after failing with score piece number 2, we simply just dropped down. And now we can continue on our path. Past the awesome waterfalls, like I said, there are a lot of them. There are a lot of beautiful things about this place. And so yeah, there's a lot of places where the Glissando Cliffs are sectioned off as well. And also jumping over gaps, and the lights coming through these tunnels. Just more of the amazing artwork. Yeah, I know I keep talking about the artwork a lot, but hey, it's worth it. Alright, so here's where I thought we had maybe a double play possibility, but it turns out that couldn't quite get it that way. So we just went ahead and killed off these 2 bats. And so, couldn't quite finish it off, but yeah, here's a situation where, since it was attacking Allegretto, there was nothing I could do about that. So, the status infliction that they both have on them, they've both been slowed down. That was the equivalent of the slow down ability. That was the slowdown status ailment that would have been against them, but thankfully we were able to finish them off fast enough so that neither Polka nor Allegretto had to fight while being slowed down. So, fortunately, that did work out in my favor. So, eventually, what you'll have is a situation where you'll have to ultimately decide, as you're going along, as I've shown before, you have to choose between 2 different locations to drop from, and sometimes you really have to check thoroughly to make sure a spot like this is actually available for you to use to drop down from. So, make sure you check every location thoroughly to make sure that you're covering everything. Like in this instance, we found ourselves a silver necklace. And silver necklace is an accessory that can be used. And so, this was given to Polka because it gives an extra 3 points on defense. And we also, sorry about that. Yeah, trying to remember in post-production, exactly. And so we have a lace veil now for Polka, and Viola got the silver necklace. So, we can now move on, which means going back the way we came. And thankfully for me, this is a situation where 2 paths converged. So I could have easily taken the rope back up if I wanted to. But this instance, we're going to take the rope back down. So now, we're going to be going over to this little section. Yeah, check that out. You had to go to the right in order to be able to go to the left. And then that allows us to climb down further. And then we can run over to the right. Yeah, more of the intricate detail that they do in this place.
Don't take all day.
Alright, time for more beating up of bats.
Not bad.
Good. Take that. Sacred.
So why did I leave this in? Well, we almost had the double play there, but couldn't quite pull it off. And Viola's able to defend against the slow. And Allegretto finishes it off. And gets to the next experience level, so he now gets to 21. I win! 21! Yeah, if you remember the previous episode, I did the same thing in that one. So, since we have 3 party members now at 21, we're getting closer to having everyone at that point. So, continuing on. And so, checking to make sure there was nothing to drop down to on the right, we can now climb down this rope. Gotta imagine how much rope burn Allegretto's getting on his hands as he's doing so many descents. Yeah, that one I edited out intentionally because there wasn't anything of note in that particular battle. So here's a situation where we finally see a bat positioned in just the right spot where it can be turned into a scorpion.
Have a nice nap.
So the main objective was to see if I could defeat this thing with the scorpion being the scorpion, which we did, because unfortunately we couldn't quite get the double play there. And Constant Shadow, that ability makes your opponent, or makes you always darked. You'll always have the dark abilities used, unless you were to use a glowing tail to negate the effects.
Not much to you, huh?
And so you may have noticed we got Shadow Tail, which is like the equivalent of the glowing tail, which we saw back in the sewers of Retardando. And here we get the Speed Shoes, which is an accessory that we can equip to anyone, and it increases your movement speed in battles, so it can make you run faster, but it's not necessarily the most effective accessory. So yeah, ultimately I decided on Allegretto to wear the Speed Shoes. So, spoiler alert, I do decide to not use the shoes. In fact, I'll eventually give them away. So, we'll now continue off to the right. And just to give you an idea of how amazing that backdrop is, I mean, if you had the chance to take a look at it, it is just spectacular. In fact, to prove my point, every time I look at it, it looks like the backdrop that you might find as we obtain a floral powder. It looks like a backdrop you would find in Tuscany in Italy. It's just really that beautiful. Yeah, I mean, everything about this backdrop screams Tuscany to me. And so now we head over to the left and start jumping gaps again.
Think I should go easy on ya? Not bad.
Oh, missed on that one shot there, but as you noticed, that leaves an opportunity for Viola to score the double play.
Try a little harder.
And falls just short of gaining an experience level. So yeah, going behind the rocks now. Now that rope, just to give you an idea of what it is all about, because for some reason I thought this actually was an important rope, because yeah, you can walk around here, but there wasn't really anything that I could find of particular importance, because for some reason I thought there was an additional rope here, or something to to jump off of, but that wasn't the case, unfortunately. So then our trip continued. And Viola got her experience level. And so now back down some more ropes. Yeah, we're not done with this place quite yet. In fact, there's an opportunity to go left or right here. So that's what we do, and yeah, more awesome Tuscan sunset. So here was another situation where we had the opportunity to defeat the bats. As well as the scorpions, of course.
Not bad.
And here's a mistake on my part. I had completely failed to notice that I wasn't controlling Viola. I wasn't controlling Polka, I was controlling Viola because she had been going in order a second ahead of Viola. But then that time it was different though. And for some reason, and you noticed it, but I couldn't quite understand it, why the one scorpion turned into a bat without really anything else happening that was of significance. So Polka now gets to 21 like everyone else. So now all my party members are at experience level 21. And so, taking a look at where we stand right now, yeah, pretty much at this point you're going to need 20,000 experience points to gain an experience level. Once you get to this point. And then we have a little sneak chest here in the back here in the corner. And it contains a spirit arrowhead. And the spirit arrowhead is something that increases your attack. And so 3 extra points to be given to whoever could use them. And I ultimately decided to give this to Viola because her attacks are already so powerful to begin with. So jumping across then, and getting back on course. Yeah, it's not always easy to record your audio commentary in post-production, but as I mentioned, my computer that uses the audio commentary crashed while I was doing the editing, so not much I could do about that. However, as I mentioned, thankfully the video was spared because, of course, as I mentioned, I used 2 computers to do my recording. So now once again descending along more beautiful waterfalls. And there was nothing of significance to the right, so we continued on to the left into area number 4. Claimed another victory over the bats and continued on. And for those of you who are wondering, yeah, there's a little bit of a spring over there. A little bit of a spring over there. It's not a hot spring, but it is a spring nonetheless. And you can see the mist coming off of it. So now we continue to further descend. Yeah, these cliffs here at the Glissando Cliffs are really high. And so let's pick a fight with some more bats.
Sorry, but I'm in a hurry.
And away we go.
Have a nice nap.
And now here comes Polka.
Shooting star!
Can't quite get the finish there.
Take that!
But I think you know where this is going.
Sacred
Enough time to score the Sacred Strike and get the double play for Viola.
Not at all.
Hey, when you cause the damage that Viola can create, let me tell you, it makes life a lot easier. That's why I find her so indispensable. And yeah, look how crazy this section is. We actually had to go around another tunnel in order to advance. And here's where we have another double play possibility. In fact, we have the situation there where that almost turned into a scorpion again, for real. But it didn't work out. Nonetheless, we continued on. And then, this happened. An unlikely double play for Polka, scoring on one bat, and then having the nether weight reach so far that it could actually cause enough damage on the other bat to kill it off and get her the double play. That's why I love this game so much. You can just cause insane damage in so many different ways. So yeah, that's how that tunnel works. And then, had a bit of a situation where I couldn't quite get myself to move to another area. ultimately we did to get ourselves this treasure chest containing a Larkspur robe, which I thought was an equipable item for Frederick, but actually was not. No, this Larkspur robe belongs to Miss Viola, and so it's equipped to her. And so we're pretty much reaching the end of this place now. So yeah. What? That is one long drop. You really gotta watch your step up here. Yeah, you do, but the Tuscan-inspired backdrop, the pre-rendered backdrop, just absolutely amazing. They really took so much attention to detail in this game. It's just incredible what they did. And so now we begin our final descent. Because yeah, there are no more enemies beyond this point. There's no boss duel, we simply just get ourselves down to the bottom. And so that is exactly what we do. So this is the last and final rope that we have to climb down, and we have now reached the bottom. No reason to go to the right, there's nothing there, so we go to the left. Where we find...
Hey, help! Somebody help!
Yeah, we found someone stuck on a branch. And it's actually the person we were looking for.
Thanks a lot. That was close.
Yeah, this is Phil, who we were looking for,
Really okay?
on behalf of his friend, back in the previous episode. And as you can see, no scratches except for the bandages that's on his cheek.
Anyway, shouldn't you be getting back home soon?
Yeah, Phil, you better get back home, or else...
Oh no, you're right. I really have to get going.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to get killed by my mom right after having my life saved. See ya. Thanks again.
Well, he said thank you. That's all you need to hear there, Allegretto. You know that he's going to get back safe and sound, and so we're just automatically sent back to the start of the Glissando Cliffs. And so that's pretty much going to do it for this particular episode. And thankfully, against all odds, Phil survived this horrific fall without a scratch on him. So, having successfully completed that task, we're going to go back to normal commentary next time, because the next episode's audio commentary was not corrupted and therefore I didn't lose it. So, I'm going to take the save, and at this point I'd like to thank everyone for watching the continuation of Let's Play Eternal Sonata, and when I join you again, we will hopefully, for real, go into Forte Castle and speak with the people in charge. So until next time everyone, this is Matthew at Novora Autism, saying take care, and I'll see you soon.